To the show. I am Miriam Longe, and with me as usual are my co-hosts. Hello ladies.
Hello.
Nemo Akashat Zubiri. How are you?
I'm fine.
You decided to turn Monday red. I said paint the town red.
Maroon, Abi. Is this
maroon?
red?
Okay, they're all shades of red.
Yeah, shades of red. But this is one of my favorite colors.
Okay.
The darker. So black is my favorite, but as close as to black as it can be.
Okay.
But my plea is to the discos, my co-disco. You know, you are my darling in co-disco, but we've not been lovers for this year.
Okay.
We've been almost, I don't know, strangers, because the whole of Ramadan, I had to learn how to cope with the no light, darkness, no, alternatives. But yesterday, we didn't have light throughout the weekend, and all my hope was that, oh, don't worry, when it's late in night, we'll just use the generator to pump water. And so we put on the generator, but for whatever reason, he said, pump the water. So by this morning, I had to go to my reserve with buckets
to get water,
taking me back to. So I have this reserve tank but I then have to go to that with buckets. It didn't make getting ready early. I had to wake up as early as 2:30 today, and just as early as that time, I couldn't sleep because I was worried I couldn't pump water yesterday. I knew I would have to do some exercises.
You haven't slept, is what you say. You've been up since yesterday.
So I know I have friends with them. I could have called, but I think somebody should look into it. If they're not stealing our wires, falling our poles. Every day there's one report. I'm tired of calling, so I've stopped calling. I just cope with it one way or the other, but I think they should look into it now.
District, please look into this. I'm Maka Fresh. How are you?
Hi.
I have to say, I'm loving these accessories.
Thank you. It's the younger Lagos. But see, this weekend why did this weekend end? Why is today Monday? I had so much fun. The parties, the food, the drinks, the music. As you know, that kind of parties, like I don't want it to end. Now, why did it end? Now, I like enjoyment. This life, eh?
And I'm not calling to say I'm not coming to work because they will say that I am lazy. So I carry the eye to the work. After now, I'll just go to
the only reason you're not allowed is if you are not alive. Even if it's one leg, one arm, you must
but I think my fans should go to my page, BC Ubo, and watch the monologue that I dropped there and support me. Tag Kemi Adetiba. See, the eye is paining me from the work.
Come and give us.
I have to get the
role on this table.
Oh my God.
Okay, how many people? Who else? I know Chika as well. Okay, the rest of us, to everybody, let's go and do monologues.
Do monologue. This way down the monologue, don't almost give her eye. Then you better come and give us this room. We're not going to forget to.
Okay, ladies, let's go on a short break. While we return, we'll take today's top stories in the newspapers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thank you for staying with us. And now we're taking the top stories for today. We're starting with The Nation. Major headline in The Nation: bombs rain on fleeing terrorists. Many killed at notorious market. 7 insurance companies seek approval to raise 100 billion naira. Supreme Court to hear appeals by Mark's NWC to Raki Group tomorrow. Bottom strip, we have 93-year-old held for drug trafficking. IG summons Ondo Finance Commissioner. And then at the very top, we have Tinubu redesigning North's economic future through Kano. Say 100 million Nigerians captured in tax net, says Oyedele. And IG declares war on highway extortion by policemen. What do we have in The Nation?
Major headline.
Okay.
It was trending over the weekend. So our Nigerian Air Force had carried out an air raid at a popular market bordering between Yobe and Borno State, the Jili market. And the governor said this market is popular for harboring insurgents and their suppliers. So it's usually serving as a midpoint. Borno State government said they had closed that market sometime about 5 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to get the facts right again. But then the people continue to carry out trade in that market. Now, the NAF carried out air raids, which now they're being criticized for having carried out an operation that targeted civilians. And so the back and forth between them doing their job and this usually the human rights activists criticizing the military for carrying out raids. The military insists that the target was a terrorist enclave, and local accounts suggest that there's a thriving market that is frequented by traders. Those traders might have been caught. So there's no how, it's a market that they would not have been civilians there. But I think, as much as we want to criticize the military, we usually criticize them for not doing their job. And now that they have done it, we still criticize them for doing it a certain way. If the Jili market had been shut down, I would, as a travel advisory to myself, not be shopping in that market. It's supposed to be, and we know how this Boko Haram carry on their businesses, suppliers, logistics, people bringing fuel, and those are very, very lucrative business because you supply at a very high margin, whatever you give to terrorists. So, but now back and forth, the military has insisted they carried out an intelligence before they did that, and that there were no civilians, but every other person is insisting differently.
Okay, so I have a story here. Federal government orders withdrawal of passports from Nigerians who renounce citizenship. So the federal government has ordered the Nigerian Immigration Service, that's the NIS, to immediately withdraw or deactivate passports of persons who have renounced Nigerian citizenship. The Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, gave the directive on behalf of the federal government. He said there are people who have renounced their citizenship but still carry the documents. This directive applies to Nigerians whose requests for renunciation have formally been approved by the president, according to the minister. So he also maintained in a statement signed by the media advisor, Alao Babatunde, that the Ministry of Interior, saddled with the responsibility of citizenship integrity, derived the power from the provisions of the subsections 1 and 2 of the section 29 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. So he went ahead to quote the Constitution as follows: that any citizen of Nigeria of full age who wishes to renounce his Nigerian citizenship shall make a declaration in the prescribed manner for the renunciation. The president shall cause the declaration made under subsection 1 of this section to be registered, and upon such registration, the person who made the declaration shall cease to be a citizen of Nigeria. Tunji-Ojo went ahead to add that once a person ceases to be a citizen of Nigeria, he can no longer carry any sovereign document of Nigeria, including the nation's passport. So he said this move is consistent with passport and visa reforms which the ministry has undertaken within the past few weeks. And he says they will continue to strengthen the systems that secure Nigeria's borders, prevent identity fraud, preserve the sanctity of Nigerian citizenship, and facilitate legitimate travel while preventing unauthorized or ineligible access. That's the story.
Yes, if you don't want it, drop it. Don't be saying you drop it, finish it. This is why they collect it.
Exactly.
That's true.
Start one place.
Well, the hustle is real. This economy. A 93-year-old great-grandpa per Friday, Chibu, and a 69-year-old medical doctor, Daniel Ofamata, have been arrested by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency for trafficking skunk and various cannabis and cocaine. That. The hustle is 93 years. Director of Media and Advocacy, NDLEA Headquarters, Abuja, Mr. Femi Babafemi, in a statement said Pachibu was arrested at his home in Osisioma local government area of Abia State last Tuesday during a search of his residence, where 7.7 kilograms of skunk, a strain of cannabis, were recovered. The suspect claimed he was a truck pusher before going into the illicit drug business over a year ago. He also claimed that he has been smoking skunk since 1959 before turning it into a business. So now business we know by experience.
The experience.
They now also said that they have local collaborators. So now they go of the syndicate justice. So they went to gather all of them. They arrested one, Mr. Michael, at Murtala Mohammed, at Malam Aminu Kano International Airport, Kano. He was promised that he'll be paid 5,000 euros when he delivers it to Italy. But they noticed, and the people noticed that there was someone giving him instructions on how to move at the airport. And so they nabbed, they now realized that it was the pa. You know, he's the oga. They nabbed another person in Enugu. They nabbed another person, a husband and wife, you know, somewhere, you know, in Ogun State. So they have local collaborators, and NDLEA is just nabbing all of them. But for a 93-year-old great-grandpa, the hustle is real.
Well, and the war is real as well. NDLEA is still working hard to find these people. Let's move on to the Daily Sun. Major headline in the Daily Sun: ADC takes survival fight to Supreme Court. Deeper energy crisis feared as US-Iran peace stall. Ex-IGP Adamu declares support for state police. Air traffic controllers warn of nationwide flight delays over safety concerns. Delta police intensify manhunt for abductors of LG bus, recover vehicle used in operation. And $5 billion swap deal tightens Nigeria's debt knot. But let's go on a short break. When we return, we'll look at Daily Sun properly. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
No matter the gbege, our spirit in no fit scatter. Hope na that pikin where they read ABCD and still get ogbonge dream for hearts.
Hope na the mama where they fry akara, we see the reason say
Tomorrow go soft for am.
Naija,
Your freedom na promise. Say hope go always come, no matter wetin happen.
Think fast, play smart, win big. We Cash, the game show where every contestant gets the opportunity to win money. No long waits, no dull moments, just quick questions, quick moves, and free cash. Every second counts, every answer pays, and everyone walks away a winner. Are you fast enough for quick cash? Scan the barcode on your screen and you just might get a chance to take your shot at instant fortune. Quick Cash, showing Mondays and Fridays on TVC Entertainment.
Every clash of ideas begin the same way. Differences could be a disagreement
Two voices, two views, standing apart.
or an argument.
A battle to win, to prove, or to conquer.
Both are born from differences. One can open the door to respect,
Sound, are you ready?
and the other close it with fire. Two perspectives, but one big issue.
Are you good?
Yes, I'm good to go. So do we argue to fight or disagree to understand?
3, 2, 1, we are live.
This is the big...
you guys, This was just about Irasta and Rema now.
You day wine. It's all over my FYP. But me, I don't know, Sha. Cause fake logs yakpa. And if you ask me, it's giving sauce.
Listen, I just checked the new TVC Entertainment WhatsApp channel like right now, and they just dropped the update.
Are you for
Oh, no cap.
I've actually been noticing those guys. They're always on it 100. Like they always post the gist before anyone else. Me, I love them, oh. And that's on periods.
Like I just aligned with them like last week, and they've been dropping back to back.
Facts. I love how it's straight from the source. No cap, no fake news, just pure entertainment.
I low-key feel like an insider right now.
I know, right?
TVC be cooking.
Real talk. It's like Gist Express. Premium gist.
Thank you for staying with us. Daily Sun, what story do you have?
Maybe the air traffic story.
Okay.
So the Nigerian Air Traffic Controllers Association have issued a warning. They said that they would most likely slow flight movements across the country. They said this is due to rising fatigue, failing systems, and worsening welfare conditions among their members. And they said this statement is not one empty statement. They are overworked. The president of the joint associations that make this body, President Eldino Ilemona Amos, and General Secretary Umar Fahad of the association warned that the air traffic controllers are being stretched beyond safe limits and alluded to serious concerns about the reliability of the country's airspace management. They are also complaining about the infrastructure as decaying and putting them at more risk, making them work extra time. So I see them, as I'm taking the story, as doctors who, when worked, even though they offer essential services, when overworked, can be as dangerous as not having doctors enough. They are saying that they are working under sustained operational deficiencies, inadequate working tools, unresolved welfare issues, and severe psychological strain conditions. He said they describe it as incompatible with the job that their job demands, and total concentration and split-second decision making, can be very detrimental. And I'm hoping that the government will listen to them, particularly the Minister for Aviation, listen to them and see how to resolve this, particularly the areas of decaying infrastructure and more workmen. If you need to employ more people, give them more schedules, more flexible schedule to allow for rest in between their schedule. I think it's important.
Yeah, very important. Let me take these political killings. Owa Obokun curses murderous politicians. Owa Obokun Adimola and paramount ruler of Ijesha land, Owa Clement Adisui Hastrop Ajimoko III, has placed a curse on any politician who dares kill any of his subjects again in the name of politics. So there was an event and in Osun State, and the Owa cursed such murderous politicians. There were so many people at that event. The governor of the state was there as well. That's Senator Ademola Adeleke. And he was talking, especially, we're heading towards the political season, and he says already 3 Ijesas have been killed in 3 weeks. He says if this continues like this, what will happen by August if you're already killing our people? And he's saying as from now on, if this continues, he's placed a curse, and that when that people could tell his anger, and that this is not the first time he's calling against just bad behavior, that he's called against spiraling incidents of hooliganism and lawlessness in the kingdom, warning that the situation, if not nipped in the bud, could threaten the peace, tranquility and stability that Ijesha land is known for. So I think traditional rulers are doing what they can do in this case, warning us, and then reminding us really that politics is not really, or this political system should not be about murdering each other and killing each other.
People should also talk to their children at home,
not to be
young
used
people,
as
tools
tools
by these politicians. Just painful.
Okay. So the Delta State Police Command has recovered the Range Rover believed to have been used in the kidnap of Sapele local government chairman, Mr. Bright Abeke. The vehicle was abandoned by the waterside, suggesting that the abductors may have escaped via the river after abducting the council bus last week Friday. Sources said that they had come to the guest house around 7:25 p.m. and abducted him. They shot and injured his security detail and a vigilante member who is identified as Ufoma before abducting him. They said since the incident, council chairman's whereabouts has remained unknown. They haven't made contact with anybody, and this has stirred an atmosphere of tension, panic in the area. And in response to that, Delta State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Yemi Oyeni, personally visited the site where the vehicle was found and the site where he was kidnapped. And they've been speaking to people and responding. They've also gone to the hospital to visit the people that were injured. And he has emphasized that the police is working in collaboration with other security agencies and deploying all available resources and credible intelligence to track down the kidnappers and rescue Mr. Abeke unharmed.
I have a story.
Okay.
So the move by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration to decentralize the current policing system in the country received a boost from former Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Abubakar Adamu. I said the fears by some Nigerians that state police would be misused by state governors was misplaced. He's a governorship aspirant on the platform of the APC, and he spoke at the weekend in Abuja while interacting with some journalists on his ambition to govern Nasarawa State. So according to him, he said, although the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria provides for a centralized policing system, he however noted that at the moment, decentralized policing is already in existence in the country, adding that all that is needed is just to harmonize and strengthen it so that it can maximize its effectiveness. So though the Constitution provides for just one police force, but in reality, we already have different forms of policing. It's just for us to unify it and understand the sort of problems we're having right now, and seeing that how we can use the state policing, to help solve our insecurity issues. He talked about the Southwest and what they already have on ground. Some other states are already coming together to see what they can put on ground to be able to make sure that we don't have a lot of these insecurity issues. That we should not be afraid that the government or the governors will misuse the state policing, but we should just work towards it, and it would help solve the issues of insecurity.
Okay, let's move on to the Vanguard next. Debt pressure mounts. Federal government borrows 8.1 trillion naira in 2026. 1,100 abducted in northern Nigeria within 3 months. This is Amnesty International. Dozens fear dead as Nigerian Air Force probes Borno Yobe airstrikes. Two-Face Laolu Benjo others set to electrify Vanguard Personality of the Year awards. Livestock Development Minister leads discussion panel at Vanguard Economic Discourse. Mixed reaction as federal government cuts import duties on pharmaceutical products, rice, cars and others. Kwankwaso explains rejecting 80%, settling for 60% in ADC deal. Conviction of terrorists will give hope to victims. US CSOs and lawyers. What do we have in the Vanguard?
Okay, so we have the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Economy had on April 1st issued, certain products, exempted certain products that the federal government is cutting duties from, about 127 products, amongst of which are pharmaceuticals, rice and other foods, other products. So the criticism, of course, has come from different quarters, some praising, some, praising as well as cautioning that, more policy reforms has to come to enable results. Sure. This is not the first time we are getting, a federal government cutting these duties on, particularly pharmaceuticals, but we didn't see it trickle down. In cheaper prices of pharmaceuticals across board. And so local production, which will ensure that we have safer products, we can guide the quality of medicine for our people. At least NAFDAC can then, regulate properly, as opposed to everything that is already approved by the FDA might not be fully, just being brought in here. And then for rice, of course, as a rice farmer, this affects local production.
Yeah.
So,
See the smile on her face.
So this farm
Seriously
this time
affects
around,
local
would it
production.
affect prices? Because we have to be honest.
Seriously,
There's so many.
when-
They're so expensive these days.
Yes,
Many people
when the
cannot
initial one was done, some of
We
the
didn't
rice
see-
farmers had bought seedlings
that's
at
rice.
a very exorbitant price, and some people had stock at a higher price, and it affected prices.
Yeah,
Just
because they have
slashed
to
them.
sell.
So there was huge loss, and there were no follow-up policies as to help them recover. So certainly we need that.
I was also talking of pharmaceuticals, medicines, especially. We have seen the prices gone up. Like people can't even afford like regular medication that we used
Malaria
to be
medicine was referred to in the story.
What else do we have in the Vanguard?
Okay.
What else?
You have a story? Okay. Amnesty International has called on the federal government to take urgent actions to address worsening insecurity, particularly in northern Nigeria. So in a statement posted on its X handle on Sunday, the organization said President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his government must urgently address the country's horrifying spate of abductions targeting rural communities and internally displaced persons in the northern part of the country. They said at least 1,100 people have been abducted in 3 months from January to April 2026. They also said victims are often subjected to severe abuses, including torture, starvation, rape, and forced involvement in violent acts. And apart from killing people, government are now on rampage, of abductions, largely for lucrative ransom. It says some victims spend months at the mercy of government in punishing, conditions. It listed some of the issues that we are going through in the country as we speak, especially in the northern parts of Nigeria. And they are calling on government to do what it needs to do to forestall all of them.
Can we take one more?
Yes, we can take one last one.
So, amid rising insecurity across the country, the United States civil society organizations and a senior lawyer have hailed the conviction and sentencing of Boko Haram terrorists to life imprisonment by the Federal High Court in Abuja. We're all happy about this. They described the landmark judgment by Justice Omotosho as a step in the right direction, where 386, where there were 386 terrorism convictions over that. And then also the Executive Director of Global Rights Nigeria, Mrs. Abiodun, said that the judgment will restore Nigerians' faith in the justice system, that we don't need special courts to prosecute terrorism and cases, that the regular courts that we have are sufficient and enough. And also the Country Director, Action Aid Nigeria, Mr. Andrew, also commended the courts for, this great feat. Yes, because
but isn't the reason for maybe special courts to just expedite?
Yeah. Expedite it, but we can also use the normal courts we have to expedite
alongside, right?
Yes, alongside, yes.
Yes, but it has really given us some form of hope.
Yes.
Yes,
that's
to see these convictions.
Yes.
And that's all we can take from the newspaper today. Let's go on a short break. When we return, we'll look at today's hot topics. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
You guys, this was the gist about Ira Star and Rema now.
You day wine. It's all over my FYP, but me, I don't know, Sha. Cause fake logs yakpa. And if you ask me, it's giving sauce.
Listen, I just checked the new TVC Entertainment WhatsApp channel like right now, and they just dropped the update.
Are you for
No cap.
I've actually been noticing those guys. They're always on it 100. Like they always post the gist before anyone else. Me, I love them, and that's on periods.
Like I just aligned with them like last week, and they've been dropping back to back.
Facts. I love how it's straight from the source. No cap, no fake news, just pure entertainment.
I low-key feel like an insider right now.
I know, right?
TVC be cooking.
Real talk. It's like Gist Express. Premium gist on cruise mode. Always first. Always maintain.
Clock it.
Clock it.
You know what, guys? I just joined.
Active.
Jess is right. What you're trying to say to you is, for your premium entertainment content, scan the QR code on your screen right now to join the TVC Entertainment WhatsApp channel.
Think fast, play smart, win big. We Cash, the game show where every contestant gets the opportunity to win money. No long waits, no dull moments. Just quick questions, quick moves, and free cash. Every second counts, every answer pays, and everyone walks away a winner. Are you fast enough? for quick cash? Scan the barcode on your screen and you just might get a chance to take your shot at instant fortune. Quick Cash, showing Mondays and Fridays on TVC Entertainment.
Every clash of ideas begin the same way. Differences could be a disagreement.
Two voices, two views, standing apart.
Or an argument.
A battle to win, to prove, or to conquer.
Both are born from differences. One can open the door to respect.
Sound, are you ready?
And the other close it with fire. Two perspectives.
Thank you for staying with us. A cheap high, a quick escape, but a lifetime of damage. Across Nigeria, what many once saw as a small habit is now a full-blown emergency. While some call for tougher enforcement, others say this goes deeper. Poverty, pressure, and lack of support are pushing young people towards drugs. From street corners to university hostels, every nook and cranny, many youths are getting hooked on substances as cheap as 500 naira or 1,000 naira, chasing temporary relief that often turns into addiction. Over 14 million Nigerians are already involved, and experts warn it is spreading fast and becoming normal. Even more worrying, these drugs are now easier to access with new local mixtures, making the crisis worse. Ladies, are we already losing a generation? What is really driving this rise in drug use? And what practical steps can we take at home, in our communities, and as a nation to stop this? Join the conversation on 0201-635-2013 or 090241-63440. You can tweet us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewTVC, and we're streaming live on YouTube. Ladies, 14.3 million. You know, there's a tendency to hear this number and just put it aside as numbers, but that means we're talking about fathers, mothers, employers, employees, children, sons, daughters, cousins, relatives, loved ones, no loved ones. Like, this is a reality, and we're talking 14.3 million. I was checking the statistics. It says that means if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 people, at least one person is using. In any group, at least one person. That's how it has become. That's how prevalent it's become. What are your thoughts, ladies?
Yeah, I fear that 14 no capture away.
I know what you mean.
I fear that. You said, look at it. Just, without using data. Just drive by yourself inside Lagos. Just go to town. The blatant abuse is right in front of everybody's eyes. On Saturday, my brother drove me to our family friend's wedding, and we got to our papa, and we had counted some, some just looking weird, but we found this particular one. He had a bottle, certainly laced, he had laced it with something, and then he held one big wrap in his hand, and he was already gone. I think he has he was neurologically damaged because he was talking to himself, sitting right under the poster of the Easter greeting and the Lent greeting from the chairman of Apapa local government, and he was just talking to himself. Gone. As you drive down into the marina, you keep counting them. It's the blatant abuse of it. Right in front of my house, I've been talking about a young boy that breaks my heart. If you see this family, very hardworking woman raising her kids, and this one child, and then the case of my driver, passed. So I don't think 14 million captures the use.
The truth.
I doubt it. I have been wondering why NDLEA doesn't come and raid the place in front of my estate, because of the way we see the level of abuse. I know a mother who I've been talking to about raising her kids while pregnant till she was nursing that baby. She was on some substance abuse. The sachet ones are the easiest to get. We don't know the level of damage for those who are proportionists of sachet and saying that, you know, it's going to affect labor. Those who are advocates, I don't know why. We see the abuse. I can count up to 6 people in my immediate presence, so I do not agree with the 14 million. And I don't see this because for most of them, they have one excuse or the other. There's apart from those who are, you know, just casual, you know, they consider luxury, casual users. There are some who consider it an escape. You know, some say it aids their work. But the level of the damage is already upon us. My fear, how do we raise the next generation without strong policies? With this allow sachet, this thing? Because you go to secondary schools now, lunch money can buy you alcohol.
Yeah.
Yes,
if your parents can give you 200 naira, one sachet something is 100 naira, you can buy it. So kids smuggle it in, teachers smuggle it in, peer pressure, you know, there are other people soliciting it.
It's a scary situation.
It's scary. It's scarier than 14 million. It's worse than 14, way more than 14 million. And I think that, you know, that's just a figure for us to start with. As bad as it is, even though we don't have, I don't agree, this is bad.
Yeah, it's
14 million
14
is bad. Yeah.
Amaka, you took a story, 93-year-old man.
That's what I said, even a 93-year-old man.
Yes, the
And
data says
the
the age range is from 15 to 64-year-olds.
Yes.
So that's the average, not so. And we've seen that people even older are
taking it.
Yes.
And he started taking since 1959. He don't take. That means his brain don't conk. And if the data for this 14 point something million captured from 15 to 64, you cannot imagine the people under 15 and the people above that are in this matter. So I agree with what Nima has said. And also for people too that are hiding it. You know, there are people that do things publicly, can capture. There are some people that they do it secretly. But me, you know, when I knew there was trouble with this addiction thing. You know that time, when someone is smoking and they say, you're smoking Igbo, when he had name, people used to be ashamed. Like, hey, God, how can you say I'm smoking Igbo? When they start calling it Molly, SK, when they started having fine names,
you just knew where
I don't say problem. It now became modern, it now became nice, nice glamorized. Now their problem thing. Because let me tell you something, I keep asking, why do you want to be high and forget yourself? Why do you want to wake up and not remember what happened in the past 24 hours? You just have a vacuum in your memory. Like, I'm asking, why? Why do you think you need to be on substance to be able to read? You know, be the same book where we read. I've been on that book. So there's a lot going on. And I'm wondering, they say there's hardship and poverty. Is that why we are now trying to
make it worse?
I'm still trying to grasp the rationale behind this madness. But then, I also understand peer pressure is a thing. We cannot underestimate the power of peer pressure because it's now normalized. When kids don't have self-confidence, they don't know who they are. If no matter how parents try to even bring them up at home, they want to feel among, that's a problem. Because I've gone out before with a group of friends, we went to a place that you will not even believe those kind of things can be found. And people were blowing balloon. And I thought they were doing birthday party. So they were blowing, so I took it as it was a normal thing. So from there, in this Lagos, now when you can't, you just to go to one place, you have to go to four places before you go home. By the time I went to the second place, everybody was blowing balloon. I said, they're doing birthday party everywhere. Why are they blowing, all these adults blowing balloon?
Before you find out.
9% contact me and said, do I want balloon? I said, why do I want to blow balloon? But then, so in that media, I now paused. I said, there must be something though, because why are they offering me balloon? That's when I now asked, and that's when it was nitrogen gas. You see, everybody just they blow. It was normal. Then you go to parties now. Before you know it, this is not just a high level parties. You still, before you know it, you start perceiving certain things. No shame anymore. Nobody is hiding it. It's not normalized.
That's 14 million no capture.
There's a problem.
You're not capturing.
No matter the number that is there, the thing is widespread and we're in trouble.
It's a major problem.
You see.
So this issue is very deep, especially if you're raising children in this climate, right? Growing up, we had a lot of fear that were sort of instilled in us. You don't want to disappoint your father, you don't want to disappoint your mother, village people will laugh at your family, you know. So you were able to sort of remove your eyes from some things. And even when you ventured into them, you had a limit. Somehow your father's, like me, my father's voice, I would always hear that, you are dead, or I will just kill you. And that sort of limited me. But right now we're seeing that a lot of children don't have that fear. The fear we had growing up, they don't have it anymore. The world has changed in such a way that people just want to survive. Now, where am I talking about survival? There's something people find in, aside from peer pressure that takes you in and then you get addicted, for many of these young people, and if you check certain demographics where they are just struggling to survive, and you see that they are using everything available to them. Some are sniffing sock away. I won't mention all of them here, so I don't start giving ideas. Yes, and it gives them that high, right? You find that they are numbing down. Dirty. Yes, they are numbing down the pain of life they are going through. And that stems from poverty, that stems from lack of education, that stems from idleness, where young people no longer have an outlet to use their energy. Growing up, we had places where we could go, we play from morning to night, we do sports, we roll tires, we will use up that energy. But a lot, because of this technology also, a lot of people are idle, their energy is pent up, so they need an outlet for it. So the call is for how do we begin to engage these young people, because energy must be used. Energy cannot be damaged, it must be used, but we need to redirect and channel this energy to be used in the right frame. How do we channel the energy of young people around us so that they will not have, they can get that happiness, they can get that dopamine hit from doing the things that they enjoy, and they will not need to take drugs to get that high, because that drug, it gives you that high and it gives you a very low fall, and when you fall like this, you are depressed, you're not talking to anybody, you are isolated, and you're looking for the next quick fix, and that's where the problem is. So aside from people who have that, my friend took me there and they were taking and I decided to take, there are a lot more people who don't know what to do with themselves. There are a lot more people who are suffering. They are seeing their parents, there's nothing at home, there's no food at home. The only way is just to numb down what I'm feeling and just be like this. There was one I saw, and it's a very deep, very strange one. They take it and then you can be walking on the road and you see somebody sleeping while standing. Yes, it's already happening. I'm already seeing it in some streets already, even in Lagos, even in the cities. Don't even talk about the villages. It's even worse off. And I don't think the data captured the villages, because they are seeing where they can count people there. We don't even have enough data to get there. I'm telling you, it's worse off in the villages, because they have not figured out
where we used to go to.
They are more creative. People. They have figured out that they can use the leaves in the backyard. They can use different things in the kitchen. Some of our spices in the kitchen, they have, in fact, if I mention the names of some of the things that these people use, you'll be shocked. The ones in the city, should be to go and buy something and use. These ones have it available. They are creative about it, and they are mixing a lot of things. So how do we direct? Aside from the fact that we need, government has to step in, advocacy, awareness, and also give us the basic amenities so that people have hope. It's hopelessness at the core of everything that's causing all of this.
Thank you, BC. We will talk about, all that, who is to blame, how do we solve this. But, for me, I need to say that I remember growing up, I used to watch these documentaries that will come out of the United States, and it will show like a whole community. The whole community, they will do a video that you're going from one street to the other and everyone is high. Parents and children and babies. But for us, every time we spoke about it, we could almost separate who and who. There were certain sort of people, the certain demographic that fell under this. And you could even advise your child, don't hang out with bad boys or bad girls. There are reasons that, but now the thing we have now is that everybody does it. Even good people, even respectable, responsible people are doing it. Even your bosses and your employers are doing it. Your best behaved employee is doing it. So you cannot, there's no ruler to separate and say it's a behavior of a bad person or a good person. Everyone is doing it. And then it's also, as we said, we've glamorized it so much now. That's another thing that gets, especially those of us in the urban areas, where they say you're not cool enough, and everybody wants to belong to like a group. These are the group of people that are achieving things, getting things, and then they are using, and you want to be in that group for many reasons, and you find yourself using for. So when we started, we're like, are we losing a generation? That's my fear. We're losing a generation because we have people who are on it because their parents were on it and gave birth to them already addicted. So it's not the story of You grew up and you picked up the habit. Now we have people who have this habit because we were born into it. Their parents were taking it well. So it is a huge problem. And for me, it is so scary, especially for those of us, you know, we're all raising children. And we've seen where people will do all their best and then a child deviates for many, many reasons. So this is really scary and we need to find a solution now, today, or else it's already too late. So let's go on a short break. When we return, we'll dig further into this topic. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Every clash of ideas begin the same way. Differences could be a disagreement,
Two voices, two views, standing apart.
or an argument.
A battle to win, to prove, or to conquer.
Both are born from differences. One can open the door to respect,
Sound, are you ready?
and the other close it with fire. Two perspectives, but one big issue.
Are you good?
Yes, I'm good to go. So do we argue to fight or disagree to understand?
3, 2, 1, we are live.
This is the big...
You guys, this was the gist about Ira Star and Rema now.
You day wine. It's all over my FYP, but me I don't know sha. Cause fake logs yakpa. And if you ask me, it's giving sauce.
Listen, I just checked the new TVC Entertainment WhatsApp channel like right now, and they just dropped the update.
Are you for
No, no cap.
I've actually been noticing those guys. They're always on it 100. Like they always post the gist before anyone else. Me, I love them, oh, and that's on period.
Like I just aligned with them like last week, and almost they've been dropping back to back.
Facts. I love how it's straight from the source. No cap, no fake news, just pure entertainment.
I low-key feel like an insider right now.
I know, right?
TVC be cooking.
Real talk. It's like Gist Express. Premium gist on cruise mode. Always first. Always next.
Clock it.
Clock it.
You know what, guys? I just joined.
Active.
Jess is right. All you're trying to say to you is for your premium entertainment content, scan the QR code on your screen right now to join the TVC Entertainment WhatsApp channel.
We're coming back, ladies. Thank you for staying with us. We're still discussing the very big problem that we're dealing with now, drug abuse, the prevalence in Nigeria. So we have all, you know, lamented what we're seeing in our everyday lives now. But the truth is, we need a solution. We see every day at this table, we read the papers and we see what NDLA is doing. Every day NDLA is arresting a drug pin, a kingpin here, a drug lord here, revealing a storage area where people are warehouses, you know, so they are doing it's not as if government is silent. Government is doing its job, but is it doing enough? And the way government is handling it, is it sustainable? Is it effective? And should we really just rely on government for this war against drug abuse that we're dealing with?
So in order not to sound generous or patronizing, NTLEA is doing a good job.
Okay.
Because their business, of course, is law enforcement. Aside, not necessarily, but the major core of their job is law enforcement, which is to prevent the spread, production, distribution of drugs in society. They're trying their best within the means that they have. There's a huge part of society in the spread and abuse of drugs as we see it, because we become permissive of it over time. Initially, when we were younger, it was just cigarettes and alcohol in bottles that was fashionable. So you find parents, some fathers, they will have a bar in the house, consign the pikin, only the papa go dey the bar. The children will continue to look up, okay, means if I become successful, I can approach my own or my daddy's bar, or when I get, so as young kids, you desire the bottom of the bottle. You wait for the daddy to finish it, you go and lick whatever is left, and that was what was fashionable. But we didn't look long term. Societies that look long term would be some societies where the entire bad thing within the home and all of that would have been regulated, like what they're doing in Australia now, regulating social media. Yeah, that one is fashioning culture, whether we like it or not, forming our young ones. And so we're not thinking that way. We will leave it. They go grow as they grow. They go blend. Adjust. And so we're looking at that. But today, beyond the bar and everything, it's gone a level higher. When we host parties now, you see people. There'll be a special provision for things like this, and the kids are supposed to be blind, deaf, and dumb to everything. They're not supposed to see them. They're not supposed to react to it. They're supposed they one corner minding their business as if it is like that, including teenagers. And that's the age of exploration. The child is adventurous. They're trying to get, they want to know what it is to be an adult so quickly, and we're pretending as if we can restrict that. We cannot restrict social media. Then come down to social media. Our artists, the music consumed, the kind of things they promote. I was saying there was this artist that was popular for promoting this abuse of drug. He would make it a thing of pride in his music, and he became so popular. Every secondary school student knew the songs, and they were singing them at parties. I was at my younger cousin's 10th birthday, and the DJ just played. I said, off that song. It's not allowed at this place. Find a song that the children, because there's also brainwashing, controlling and of our young ones, their consciousness and all of that, with the language, the things that they hear. As careful as I am as a mother, I'm already interpreting words in my house. Yes, I'm already in that place where I'm saying, no, you cannot do that. That part you will expunge it. Where did you hear it? Okay, we are already there. So as careful, talk less of parents who are in society who are careless. And I'm always saying it. If you do your part,
or distracted, or too busy,
or even
sometimes not that you're careless,
or consuming, or having one person they want to please, and they are inviting them and allowing in their house such provisions. Okay, I'm not going to talk about my own because maybe my conservative background, but it was not a thing at any of our events, even my wedding, to allow the alcohol consumption. My father would tell you cannot, and my uncles, they did their own. There was, at my own wedding, for instance, there was a hall. The hall had a shop, and the person was selling drinks. Guess what my uncles did? They moved the party from the hall
to the shop
to drink the alcohol.
All right, then.
So that people would always do that. Okay. But my point is that as parents, if we know we want society to be regulated, everybody must play their part. I know parents who consume alcohol who would never want their children to be caught doing the same. And you even hate, bigger drugs, but you expose them early. We need to do better as society. I end early, kudos to them. They are doing as much as they can. But society, parents, everybody, teachers in school, because now they bring cookies. They lace cookies for kids.
And they sell them in schools too.
So Nima, I say we should not drink now.
We shouldn't. If you want to drink, go out to the bar. Don't have a bar at home.
All right.
As an adult.
Thank you, Nima. Let me take this call from Akin from Omole. Good morning, Akin.
Hey, good morning.
Oh, it seems like we've lost Akin. Oh, okay.
So Nima said, I don't like it though.
Let's talk about drug abuse.
Alcohol is different from that one.
No, that the brothers.
No, but what she's talking about, maybe the principle of it. How you.
But don't do like that, please. I would go through the angle of we've not been able to, as a government, name and shame the people behind the drugs.
Okay.
The big barons.
Who are the people to blame?
The big barons, the ones who are importing it in dollars, bringing it in and then distributing. It's a cartel. Until we're able to pick them, what we're doing, and that's why you see NDLE every day they're catching people, more people are going, is that we're picking the ground soldiers, the ones who carry the small ones, the ones who are they are the foot soldiers. They are not the real thing. We have not been able to, either maybe because we know them, we don't want to take them or whatever it is,
pick those ones that are at the roots of that business, the people who are putting in dollars, as in betting billions of naira in that business. Is a very lucrative business. We're not going to lie about it. And a lot of people have built their generation from drug money. It's huge. So if we're not able to take it from that angle, it will be pretty difficult to eliminate drugs in our society, because they will always do the business. People will always show up. If you see, you know, when we watch all of these American movies, you see that they target the blacks to come and be the ones that are selling it. When you now go and, you know, in the movies, they list and show you the people that is the white people who have the business all over the place, targeting those black ones and those ones on the street to sell and make money. Those ones not even make so much, you know, compared to what these people are making. So if we catch those barons, that's like one step in the right direction, and that would serve as, would serve as a deterrent to many other people who are looking forward into going into that business.
Before you go to the second point, let me take Hassan from Lekki. Good morning, Hassan.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please, you see, I really like the way that sentence was constructed. Over 14 or 16 million Nigerians are taking drugs.
Okay, we need volume.
Okay, over 14 or 16 million Nigerians are taking drugs.
Yes.
It's more than that. And we have serious problems on our hands. Nigeria is no longer a transit
Can you hear
area.
Hassan?
No, we can't.
Okay.
Nigeria is no longer
volume
a
in the
transit
studio,
point.
please.
Nigeria is now a consumption center of drugs. And people are involved in drugs either directly or indirectly. Some are into drugs, but they don't know they're into drugs. Go to the north, come to the south here. In the north, you see a mother and the children taking drugs, housewives. In the south here, you see our drivers in the clubs, the young guys taking drugs.
Everybody.
Some are taking the drugs under the guise of enhancing their sexual ability, tramadol, and all sorts of things. Go to the parks of all these major transporting companies. You see them patronizing drug peddlers. Those are the people whose lives are in their hands while on wheel. And go to our streets now. Go to the mechanics. People with hard work, they are now taking drugs. Some Iyalagos are selling drugs now. That we need to
That's true.
And you see our brothers, Hausa brothers, carrying this part on their head for a particular time in northern Nigeria. They are spreading drugs all over the place. And people are patronizing them. Ladies are taking, men are taking. It's all over the place.
Yes.
And we can see where we are.
Okay.
And if you don't control this thing, you understand what you are going to see in future.
Hassan, how do we control it?
The way we control it is very simple.
Okay.
You see, all of us must sit up. We must sit up, all of us. You see, don't leave it alone to NDLEA.
Yeah, okay.
NDLEA are incapable of solving these problems on our hands. Because it's already all the nooks and crannies of our society. It's like gambling now. Before, you see gambling to some people. Now go to Lagos Island. Those women carry loads. They are patronizing Papa. It's not gambling. It's gambling. So all this kind of a thing you see is because the elites are into them, into this business. That is why we don't see them as a bad thing.
Okay.
And we have to sit up. Everybody must sit up. Parents must sit up. Community leaders must sit up. Me and you, we must sit up over it.
Okay.
And we should not stop. Even this rehabilitation center we are talking about. Rehabilitation centers are no longer rehabilitation centers. The rehabs are no longer rehabs. That is where the case of these drug addicts even get worse.
Oh, really?
In rehabs.
Okay.
So where do we go?
Thank you,
We
Hassan.
need to fight it ourselves.
Thank you so much, Hassan. I think Hassan has revealed a few things that we must look into. But before we do that, let's
just add a few more points to what I was
finish up.
Yes. So you know what I realize is that they are finding ways
to get a lot of people addicted so that the business keeps thriving. I had a report one time where a school was complaining. You know, they had to ban all the people that come to sell because they realized they were lacing it in biscuits and cookies for children. Now when you now when you get a child whose brain has not fully developed addicted, they will not continue for life looking for anywhere they can get that sort of high. So we've normalized it, like everybody has said, in the society. So we still need to look inwards. What are we accepting? I was at a party recently, and then they say, we have, as a form of classes something. We have a place where if you want to go and do that one, you go to that corner and everything. And they were going around the table asking people, do you want to? They now came to my table and was like, we have a place. I said, I don't do that. He said, you don't? I said, are you sure? I said, no, I don't do that. And in a party, a lot of people are there, elites. Successful people, you want to aspire to be like them, and it's been normalized in that society as a symbol of status. So the layers are, I don't know, it's just.
We have another caller. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so no, I agree with what he said, right? You know, and you know, like what Nima said, like the government, and that's right. But then we can't leave it for the government because now it has gone more than beyond that. Now we have to come back to status quo, grassroots, community. You know how they say community raises a child? Yes, not just to the parents. We have to come back to the basics. And you know how before, back in the day, if a child does something wrong, the parents are not scared to punish the child publicly. Like they will not say, oh, you're shaming the child. But, you know, when they shame you like that, you receive sense.
Yes.
But now, parents are now hiding and protecting bad behavior.
But he wants to be shamed.
They don't want the children to be shamed, right? And it's causing more damage. Like I have a friend.
Amaka, before you delve deeper, let's go on a short break and we'll come back. We'll listen to you more. Let's go on a short break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
You guys, this was the gist about Irasta and Rema now.
You day wine. It's all over my FYP, but me I don't know sha. Cause fake blogs yakpa. And if you ask me, it's giving sauce.
Listen, I just checked the new tvcentertainment WhatsApp channel like right now, and they just dropped the update.
Are you for
No, no cap.
I've actually been noticing those guys. They're always on it 100. Like they always post the gist before anyone else. Me, I love them, oh, and that's on periods.
Like I just aligned with them like last week, and they've been dropping back to back.
Facts. I love how it's straight from the source. No cap, no fake news, just pure entertainment.
I low-key feel like an insider right now.
I know, right?
TVC be cooking.
Real talk. It's like Gist Express. Premium gist on cruise mode. Always first. Always limited.
Clock it.
Clock it.
You know what, guys? I just joined.
Active.
Jess is right. All you're trying to say to you is for your premium entertainment content, scan the QR code on your screen right now to join the TVC Entertainment WhatsApp channel.
Think fast, play smart, win big. We cash. The game show where every contestant gets the opportunity to win money. No long waits, no dull moments. Just quick questions, quick moves, and free cash. Every second counts, every answer pays, and everyone walks away a winner. Are you fast enough for quick cash? Scan the barcode on your screen and you just might get a chance to take your shot at instant fortune. Quick Cash, showing Mondays and Fridays on TVC Entertainment.
Every clash of ideas begin the same way. Differences could be a disagreement.
Two voices, two views, standing apart.
Or an argument.
A battle to win, to prove, or to conquer.
Both are born from differences. One can open the door to respect.
Sound, are you ready?
and the other close it with fire. Two perspectives, but one big issue.
Are you good?
Yes, I'm good to go. So do we argue to fight or disagree to understand?
3, 2, 1, we are live.
This is the big...
You guys, this was the gist about Ira Star and Rema now.
You day wine. It's all over my FYP, but me I don't know sha. Cause fake blogs yakpa. And if you ask me, it's giving sauce.
Listen, I just checked the new TVC Entertainment WhatsApp channel like right now, and they just dropped the update.
Are you for
No, no cap.
I've actually been noticing those guys. They're always on it 100. Like they always post the gist before anyone.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Amaka?
Yes, so I was saying like, so I know someone that his kid, you know, was taking one of these things in school abroad, and then next thing he went haywire. They had to bring him back, and you know, my friend was like trying to hush the whole matter, like, oh my God, which kind of thing. By the time he got to rehabilitation center, hey, he said, "There's no need to be shy, you. Everybody's children from Canada, America, London, we're in it together."
Oh my God. So
we said everybody's covering. Do you understand? There's a problem. There's a problem with this because it's I don't know. The kids can just order these things. Most of them, most of the young teenage boys, they don't have that confidence that maybe they talk to a girl. The girl tells them it's not just about economic hardship. It's that confidence thing where a girl rejects you. It should be normal if a girl says no or whatever. But these days, when a girl rejects you, na drug. You start feeling inadequate. You feel that you have to take drugs, you know, and stuff like that. Or no, someone else that I know, the only brother that they sent abroad to America to go and study. The guy now sleeps on the road. He's now homeless. He has sold everything. Wow. They said it was even bad that the mother and the daughter, one of the sisters, they came to visit him, like to intervene and everything. When they came to visit him, they now went to the shop to buy something, like, you know, one of these big market stores. The boy connived with people to come and steal their car. To sell. But when they came out, they were looking for a car. And everything. By the time they started the investigation, after that is the boy. Like, imagine, like, he has sold everything. They've blocked him on all social media platforms so that he does not even contact them, because he goes on social media, he'll be telling people they are treating him like that. Like, his own case is this for someone from a very wealthy home. God, they've given up on him. The mother practically lives something
about hiding. A lot of parents hide because it makes you look like you did not do your job.
But that's what we need to now understand. Like, you know that so many kids, so many of these kids are from good homes. Yes. You now know that it's not within your power or control. There's so much you can do as the parents. You can do your best, and your child will go the opposite direction. Do you understand? It's not like, so sometimes children go through different phases. So many of us that are good, responsible and everything during university days and everything, so many people tried
different things.
But children must be curious. Children must try things, and then you now realize that, oh, this one is good for me. Oh, if I take one bottle of stout, it would my brain can take it. But if I now mix it with maybe a bottle of champagne and stout, it will knock. You will learn yourself and now know what your body can take and what your body cannot take.
That's when you're curious.
That's when you're curious. So you can't stop children from being curious. So that aside, that's where community comes into play, where people around should monitor and be able to, like, say, oh, we're seeing your child entering this place. So when they say your child, they enter here, your child, they go, your child, they follow this person, they see your child for one corner. You just understand where parents are now reporting to parents and helping one another to be able to guide these children, because you have to start from somewhere. But the one we cannot solve now is out of our control. It's the adults that are taking it. The adults and the parents that are taking it. I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. There's only God that will come and touch them, or that something will now trigger from a change. If not, and then just imagine having a parent that is doing that, how can they now talk to their child,
raise a child,
or correct that child?
I hear you, ladies. We've heard now from everybody. You said parents. We've talked about teachers, schools, community. You know, there are just so many. I just remember when we went to China, one of the courses that we did, like the introductory courses, they talked about the opium war, and that's why I was talking about government and NDLEA. And NDLEA is the arm of government that fights, you know, this. And the country, China, had to take a stand.
Drastic.
So what happened, for those who may not know, because for me as well, you know, was eye-opening, was that at the time, China would sell, there was trade between Britain and China, and China would sell silk, all sorts of things to them. And Britain did not have anything to sell to China. They started selling to them opium. And they were selling it to them as a drug for longevity, so that they will live long. And then there are people, Chinese people started taking it. Chinese people that had gone through so much, who are known to be hardworking, and they're working so hard building their country. The leaders now realized that people had become lazy. They would take opium. Everybody's sleeping around. Just the sort of things that we're sort of facing right now. Everybody's just falling asleep and not doing anything. And then they stopped that trade. They had said to Britain they shouldn't bring things like that. So they are standing as a country to stop that. And Britain still sent them a shipload of opium. So they upturned the whole thing into the sea. Britain said, you have the right to do that, you have not paid us. And so they made it, so that's how they had one. They had the first opium one, the second one. The reason I'm saying is that we know in all the countries and across all continents that Asia is the one continent that you dare not be caught drug trafficking, because they understand what it does to their what is done to their country, to their people. As a country, Nigeria, what stands have we taken to fight this war as a country, knowing the effect it has on our people? What do we do with drug laws and kingpins when we arrest them, and then 2 days after we hear that this person was arrested before and he has been let loose and now he has gone ahead to do something? What are we doing as a country really to do? Before you respond, we have a caller. Good morning, Isioma. Isioma, good morning.
Good morning, beautiful ladies.
Morning.
Hello?
We can hear you, Isioma. Good morning.
Okay, please, I want to speak on these drug issues.
Please go ahead.
Not Ifeoma, Ifeoma.
Ifeoma, please go ahead. Apologies.
Okay, please, I want to speak. Okay, I want to speak on this drug issue of a thing. You see, the level of this smoke of a thing is very. Hello, can you
Sorry,
hear me?
please listen to your phone directly. Don't listen to the TV. You have to listen to the phone directly. TV is delayed.
Okay, can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Okay, I want to speak on this drugs issue. The level of this smoking is very.
Oh, I don't think Ifeoma understands the drill.
So I was going to respond to that, you know. Let's just take an example, because opium, Britain had a goal, and America deploys the same goal to certain developing countries where drug is used to control the youth population. And we're already there. Our youths, you see them now. It's whether whiskey and Burna Boy.
There are different kinds of wars.
So we have our own on our hand, but let's just pick one segment of our intoxicant abuse, which was the sachet alcohol.
Yes.
And NAFDAC decided to address it. NAFDAC banned it. They went ahead, they went to the Ministry of Health, they got it banned. And then the producers, businessmen, profit-oriented individuals went to our National Assembly, the place where me and you put representatives to speak on our behalf, who should be worried about the next generation. There they upturned it. They went to picket Ministry of Labour, picket that place, our lawmakers. Upturned it. If Dolapo is researching, it should tell you. They went there, they protested, and they said they limited NAFDAC in the first instance, and eventually it was suspended NAFDAC. Our drug law enforcement, what do you call it? Our drug NAFDAC. Our health, our own FDA, for instance, from preventing such a thing from happening in this country. And again, we were divided across opinions. So if we were the China of that time, now so they go divide. Leave me, make I sleep. Is it your sleep? All those kind of excuses you hear. You hear some people talk sometimes, and you see that no. selfishness is even the smallest way to describe them. Stupidity at the height of it, because just because I enjoy something doesn't mean that it is permissible. I would have been addicted to painkillers because of the kind of menstrual cycle I had as a young girl. I remember overdosing on painkillers one time, and my auntie came. I was like, how many tablets you use? I said, I don't use 4. Say, because of pain, are we not going to find solution to this pain for you as opposed to overdosing on it? So because I liked it, we didn't watch me kill my organs inside. She gave me a textbook, make I go read on how my liver cannot cope with overdosing on painkillers. And I had this sleep tablet I used to accompany you. Just when my cycle starts, I would do that for 2 days like that, drowsy.
Okay.
So if they have left me, imagine what kind of world it would be.
Right now. Yeah, somebody said here, Deronke says, Miriam, our own leaders may not even notice if we're sleeping at work. Yeah, and that brings me to what I wanted to say. You can't give what you don't have. If we x-ray our leaders, we see that they are culpable. If we x-ray our elites, you see that they are culpable. It was easier for Asian countries because they had a vision of where they were going to. They knew where they were going to. They knew what was not allowed in the system. But still struggling to know where we're going to. So a lot of things are permissible. People that are making money, who have a hold, who have power, can always go, like Nima rightly said, upturn, you know, some of these judgments. People are arrested, like if these barons are caught. I've never heard anyone caught, but if anyone is caught, they can make some calls, and we know how we are. It's my cousin's, auntie's, uncle's brother, please let him go, and all of that. So we are not ready as a people. When we are ready, we will know what to do. The only thing we can say now is let's have enough advocacy. Let us in our homes help our children. Let's talk to communities. Let's find a way to engage these young people. That's the only one within our power that we can do. But the leaders need to step up and decide and define what they want for the country, Nigeria. If you are doing something, you will not want to stop it, because then it affects every other person. So let them x-ray themselves. Are they part of this?
Yeah, Bisi, I like that. The government has to take a step. We have to take a step as a country. Amaka, please.
And finally, we should also we should now boil down to self-discipline. Because you can't blame just government, parents, community, or anything. You as an individual should know what's best for you and be disciplined enough. For example, when I had my surgery behind my heart, there's no type of painkiller in this world they did not give me. Morphine, everything, like the list is long. But they'll speak to you, the psychologist will speak to you, like you have to wean yourself off it. And it's on you. Some people get addicted to it for life because the pain is too much. But you have to now at some point tell yourself you stop taking everything to wean yourself.
Thank you so much, ladies. So we'll start from self-discipline to government, and as a people, as a country, what we decide to do. Oh, may God help us all. Amen. Let's go on a short break. When we return, we'll look into the next segment. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
You guys, this was the gist about Irasta and Rema now.
You day wine. It's all over my FYP, but me I don't know, Sha. Cause fake blogs yakpa. And if you ask me, it's giving sauce.
Listen, I just checked the new tvcentertainment WhatsApp channel like right now, and they just dropped the update.
Are you for real?
Oh, no cap.
I've actually been noticing those guys. They're always on it 100. Like they always post the gist before anyone else. Me, I love them, oh, and that's on periods.
Like I just aligned with them like last week, and almost they've been dropping back to back.
Facts. I love how it's straight from the source. No cap, no fake news, just pure entertainment.
I low-key feel like an insider right now.
I know, right?
TVC be cooking.
Real talk. It's like Gist Express. Premium gist on cruise mode. Always first. Always
Clock it.
Clock it.
You know what, guys? I just joined.
Active.
Jens is right. All you're trying to say to you is, for your premium entertainment content, scan the QR code on your screen right now to join the TVC Entertainment WhatsApp channel.
Every clash of ideas begin the same way. Differences could be a disagreement,
Two voices, two views, standing apart.
or an argument.
A battle to win, to prove, or to conquer.
Both are born from differences. One can open the door to respect,
Sound, are you ready?
and the other close it with fire. Two perspectives, but one big issue.
Are you good?
Yes, I'm good to go. So do we argue to fight or disagree to understand?
3, 2, 1, we are live.
This is the big...
You guys, this was the gist about Irasta and Rema now.
You day wine. It's all over my FYP, but me I don't know sha. Cause fake blogs yakpa. And if you ask me, it's giving sauce.
Listen, I just checked the new TVC Entertainment WhatsApp channel like right now, and they just dropped the update.
Are you for real?
No, no cap.
I've actually been noticing those guys. They're always on it 100. Like they always post the gist before anyone else. Me, I love them oh, and that's on periods.
Like I just aligned with them like last week, and almost they've been dropping back to back.
Facts. I love how it's straight from the source. No cap, no fake news, just pure entertainment.
I low-key feel like an insider right now.
I know, right?
TVC be cooking.
Real talk. It's like Gist Express, premium gist on cruise mode. Always first, always next.
Clock it.
Clock it.
You know what, guys? I just joined.
Active.
Jess is right. All you're trying to say to you is, for your premium entertainment content, scan the QR code on your screen right now to join the TVC Entertainment's WhatsApp channel.
Think fast, play smart, win big. We Cash, the game show where every contestant gets the opportunity to win money. No long waits, no dull moments. Just quick questions, quick moves, and free cash. Every second counts, every answer pays, and everyone walks away a winner. Are you fast enough for quick cash? Scan the barcode on your screen, and you just might get a chance to take your shot at instant fortune. Quick Cash, showing Mondays and Fridays on TVC Entertainment.
Every clash of ideas begin the same way. Differences could be a disagreement.
Two voices, two views, standing apart.
Or an argument.
A battle to win, to prove, or to conquer.
Both are born from differences. One can open the door to respect.
Sound, are you ready?
And the other close it with fire. Two perspectives, but one big issue.
Are you good?
Yes, I'm good to go. So do we
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. The race for Lagos 2027 is gradually taking shape. Funsho Doherty is officially declared his intention to run for governor under the African Democratic Congress, ADC. This comes after his resignation from the PDP, that's People's Democratic Party, following internal disputes and divisions within the party. He says his decision is driven by a belief in the people of Lagos and a commitment to their welfare and prosperity. This morning, we will be speaking to him on his vision for Lagos, the decision to switch parties, and what he hopes to do differently as the 2027 race approaches. We'll now welcome him to the program. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
Hey, thank you for having me.
All right. We would like for our viewers to join the conversation on 090-241-63440 and tweet to us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewTVC. You're welcome again, sir.
Thank you.
ADC. So, sir, we first heard you were in ADC, you moved to PDP, and then ADC. How do you think voters should look at this? Is it political convenience or is this based on principles?
So there are a couple of things. First of all, the initial decision to leave ADC for PDP was taken after the last election. You know, I was the governorship candidate for ADC in the last election. And what many of our supporters told us was that our candidacy was very strong. They thought I was a strong candidate, maybe the strongest in the field, but that the party platform was weak. And they didn't think that that was a party that could deliver victory. So after the election, we took that on board, and we made the decision to transition to PDP with the idea that that's a national platform and we would build out on that platform.
Okay.
Of course, subsequent is when we had all these conflicts within PDP. Some would tell me it's internal conflicts, but I can tell you that they are both internally and externally motivated.
Okay.
And ultimately, we fought that battle to the end, and the court judgment essentially ended that process, handing the party essentially to a group that had declared support for the incumbent party. So that makes that platform, to me, not a valid platform to run. And so that drove the decision back to ADC. And ADC, in addition to that, is the belief that given where we are as a democracy, the opposition needs to rally together. Because without that bulk of the opposition coming together, it will be almost impossible to be a valid alternative to the ruling party. And so this idea that we are now gathering around the ADC is part of that dynamic. And ultimately, the idea is that the people should have a choice. When 2027 comes around, we're not saying you must vote ADC. Right? We would like you to vote ADC, and we'll tell you why you should vote ADC. But if you decide to vote APC, and APC wins, we'll congratulate you.
Okay.
If the people decide to vote ADC and we win, APC should congratulate us. But most importantly, the people should have a choice.
Okay. But ADC nationally, I don't know what the local situation is like, so I would like you to enlighten us. But nationally, ADC is not free of any problem. So I'm wondering why the option of, you know, I would prefer the SDP. I think it's more put together as a party option. But why, what if ADC presents a problem in the future? What would you do since you had to leave the PDP for the ADC?
Well, you see, there's almost no significant party that you will see today, especially in opposition, where you will not find controversy and issues. Almost all of them have, you know, court cases and so on and so forth. And many of these, I can tell you, as an insider within political parties, many of them are sponsored or supported by forces outside the party. It's part of what we're talking about, the challenge to multi-party democracy. When you have that, you then ask yourself, what is the best strategy to adopt? And really, when you boil it down to the essence, and you've gone through the battle as some of us have, you will find that it's best for the opposition to stick together and make that decision collectively. And if we decide to move to another platform, or whatever, we will make that decision collectively. But the most important thing is that we must have a united front. We must put together our own, what we're offering the people, and then give them a choice. And by the way, remember that in most multi-party democracies that operate the kind of system that we do, which is what they call a first-past-the-post system, even though you have multiple parties, they tend to be two large parties. It's this way the system normally will gravitate, right? So, you know, it's perhaps not surprising that this is the way we are going.
Okay, that's amazing. So in 2023, we know that you came in fourth.
Yes.
So between 2023 and now for this next election, what has changed in terms of maybe your political strength, your structure, your reach that makes you feel that and confident that, you know, this time around you can win Lagos?
Well, you know, our coming forth was reflected what people thought was the strength of our candidacy. We didn't really have a platform that people got behind. And remember that the race in 2023 became a very polarized race, right? Where it's either you are here or you are here. You see what I mean? So for those of us who were not on one of those two platforms, it became an issue. So it really wasn't so much, that was what created the dynamics of 2023. 2027 is going to be different, right? Like I told you, most people thought we had the strongest candidacy. But even those that thought we had a strong candidacy and wanted to support us felt perhaps that, you know, if they went with us on the platform as it was then, it might be a waste of a vote. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And of course, the ADC then is not the ADC of today. It was long before all of what we are seeing in terms of the movement and all of that. So the truth of the matter is that by the time the election rolls around, you're going to have some group of people who will support the ruling party. You're going to have another group of people who will be opposed to the ruling party, right?
True.
Where we are going is to ensure that those who are opposed to the ruling party have a common place to go. Do you see what I mean?
Totally.
And if once you do that, then there's an open contest and people can choose.
Okay. So we know that Lagos politics is heavily dominated by established structures, right? I would like to know what machinery you have that you think you'll be able to use to defeat the system beyond just social media visibility. What sort of groundwork have you put in?
There's a lot of groundwork that's gone on. You know, I have never been away from this race. The past 3 years, you can basically look at where I am now as year 5 in a 6-year journey. Do you see what I mean? So that work has been continuous. And even while I was in the PDP, that work was continuous. And to tell you the truth, if it had not been for the fact that the PDP was systematically undermined, right, that would have been a very viable platform to use, because remember that there's an existing structure. That's a party that's been in power. And there's no ward in Lagos you would go to, of the 245 wards in Lagos, where you don't have an existing structure. And bear in mind that that structure exists, and, by the way, it's not a structure that is necessarily loyal to the group that is now controlling the party, which is the, you know, APC-inspired group. Do you see what I mean? So that structure remains part of the structure that is part of a wider coalition of opposition.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean? So when you think about the opposition coalition, it's actually very broad-based. ADC today, right, probably has about 3 or 4, at least 4, I would say, progenitor organizations or progenitor groups. There's the existing ADC that existed before. There's the Labour group. There's the PDP group, right? And then there is another group which had roots actually in APC, but broke with APC. So when you think about it, it's actually a broad-based coalition that comes with the structure of those progenitor organizations. And so very formidable today, actually, in Lagos.
Okay, so you're known to speak about people-centered governance.
Yeah.
You know, that's something that you talk about quite a bit. Could you give us one clear policy, something that's practical and tangible, that you believe would reduce the cost of living for Lagosians in your first 12 months if you were to get elected?
I can't think of many. So one easy one is that I think that transportation should be free for all children going to school.
Okay.
Right? So for transportation to and from school, for school children.
Public schools or
Excuse me?
private?
All
Public
schools
only
in Lagos?
Actually, it should be all schools.
Okay.
All children in school uniform who need to use public transport should be able to get on public transport for free to get to school and back. I believe that healthcare for children and mothers, maternal and child health, so childbearing, children of childbearing and mothers of childbearing age, should be free, including drugs. And this is the part that is, you know, an innovation or that does not exist. And you ask me why.
Yes. And how?
And how? Well, the how of it, we can get into it. But the why is that when you think about children, right, you know, part of the reason why we have a high under 5 mortality rate is because when children are ill, you will find that the cost of going to a hospital, accessing care, and in particular buying drugs, is something that keeps mothers of little children to delay taking those children to the hospital.
Okay.
And one day in the life of a 1-year-old who was running a fever, can be critical. And we see that a lot. I personally know of 2 or 3 people who work around me who have lost a child for this very reason, right? So I think that this is something that is doable. When you think about the, and you ask me how, if you go and look at the healthcare budget of Lagos State, the total budget for healthcare is about 4 or 5%. Far less than what it ought to be. You see what I mean? And again, if you go and break down that 4 or 5%, what will you find there? Some of it is capital expenditure, some of it is, So the real consumables that people need to access healthcare when they come into a facility, there's no funding for. That is why somebody will come in, they may see the child after a long wait, but they then give them a list of things that they now have to go and buy in the pharmacy, which they may or may not have the resources to buy. And that's why many people opt to go for traditional, caregivers, right? So that is another, I can go on and on if you want. You said 1, I'm giving you 2. You want me to give you 3 or 4? I can do that.
That's okay.
Okay, so
go ahead.
Okay, your campaign focuses on reforms, fairness, and I would like to know what specific sacrifices you're willing to make, considering that upon election everybody's trying to compensate their supporters. You appoint along party lines. What if you were to pick, what sacrifices would you make if your party, for instance, required to send you a list? Would you be willing to to sacrifice that for the competence that we need?
So for me, I think that forming a government requires a lot of input anywhere in the world, right? So a lot of people have to come in to form a government. The problem is not bringing people into government, but that process, you can do it whilst keeping an eye on merit. Do you see what I mean? So and by the way, there's nowhere in the world where a party will come into power and will not bring in people of it. It happens in America. The Republicans come in, you will see the Republicans. That's the way it works. And by the way, that's how it should be, because that's what people voted for, right? So what you now have to ensure is that it is the best hands
within the
ADC, or allied with the ADC or elsewhere, right? That comes in. But if there is if you look to your party members, there's nothing wrong with that, as long as you meet the quality standards, right? And so I don't think that it's not really, that's not a sacrifice. That is the way governance should work, right? The problem we have is not the people that we bring in to serve a government or even the civil service. In fact, I would argue that those guys are underpaid.
Of course.
So what you should be doing actually is paying those guys more, but checking their ability to take away from the system illegally. You see what I mean? Because that's where the bulk of the money leaves the system. Right? So if you can block the leakages, which by the grace of God we will do, because we have run private sector organizations, if you give people the chance, they will steal in public sector, they will steal in private sector. So private sector, where companies where people don't steal, it's not because the people there are from Mars. It is because somebody is watching. There are systems in place to ensure that if you do it, you will be caught and you will be prosecuted. And that philosophy and mentality is what we have to bring into the public sector. And then those who lead must then lead by example. Once you have that, you are on the right path, in my opinion. Most of the budgets, where most of the problem we have with the budget and the implementation of the budget, in my opinion, is in waste, misdirection, wrong focus. Lagos State budget this year is 4.2 trillion.
Yes.
4.2 trillion. Lagos State has the resource is never a problem of Lagos. Where most states are trying to get to is where Lagos is starting from.
Yeah. True.
Right? So you can put 10 states together, they may not have the resources of Lagos State. So it's about how you run those resources, how you manage them, how you distribute them, how you ensure that the benefits of them accrue to a wider majority rather than a small minority.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for that. So many critics, believe that opposition politics in Lagos is fragmented. So why should an ADC-led ambition not be seen as another vote-splitting project by the people?
Splitting with who now?
Other parties.
No, so you have to ask who are the parties. Because you have to be practical. So you have APC, right? Yeah. So when you put APC on one side, then you now look at the others.
Yes.
ADC is actually the opposite of this vote splitting that you're talking about. You see what I mean? Because there's a coalition of people into. So I am in ADC, right? The gentleman who ran on the Labour platform last time is in ADC. Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
So who is left? You have now you have PDP, but remember that the PDP has pledged allegiance to, at the national level, has pledged allegiance to APC. Do you see what I mean? Yes. So who is left? It's ADC. And then a bunch of other parties who are much less significant and have generally not shown.
A bunch of.
Okay, a number of other parties, forgive me.
Okay, so you left PDP citing court rulings and leadership issues.
Yes.
Now, people want to know if you face similar court challenges as a governor, how will you handle pressure without instability?
So, I had a 30-year private sector career before coming into politics.
Okay.
I've led several organizations at different levels. And, challenges is not something that is new to me. Remember that battle in the PDP, we fought it. I was one of the last people to leave PDP. We fought it until we got the appeal court judgment. Most people had left. We fought it until we got the appeal court judgment and there was no path. You see what I mean? So resilience, the ability to fight and all that. But leadership is also knowing when a change is required. It is not keep going and keep going and keep going until you get into a ditch. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So leadership is about balance. It's about having the resilience and the persistence and the commitment to a battle. But it's also knowing which battles to fight, when to fight those battles, and when the next battle is to be fought.
Yeah. So, sir, when we talk about, you mentioned earlier when you were talking about the budget for Lagos State for this year, you were talking about 4.2 trillion. You yourself mentioned that Lagos State you can put 10 states together, to get Lagos State. So you understand how important Lagos State is. So, because at the end of the day, asking to run for this office, that you're asking Lagosians to trust you with an economy worth over ₦1 trillion. Beyond your ambition, what real, apart from just being politics and running for office, what would you say you have done? What experience is it that you have, what is your track record? Because Lagosian voters are a bit more sophisticated than, what you find across Nigeria. They want to know your track record. What it is that you have done. What have you made impact? Yes, I know that you have a 30-year political career, but we're talking about, beyond, for a lot of our politicians that come here when they're during campaign season, they will tell us how they've been from one party to the other, the positions that they've held in the party. But beyond that political structure, what impact have you made to the people of Lagos State?
So it's interesting you asked that question, actually, because I am not, for example, somebody who could tell you I've spent 30 years moving from one party to the other, because I haven't. I've not been in the political space. I've been in the political space maybe 6 years. But I've had a 30-year career in the private sector. Increasing levels of leadership, okay, at the most senior levels. Ultimately, I ended up running 3 companies in the private sector. 2 of those companies were national companies. That is, they had offices, staff, and customers in all the states of the Federation. National companies. I manage companies with assets in trillions. Right? I've been entrusted as a fiduciary. You know, the work I did in the private sector was a role of it was in the role of a fiduciary. That is, a fiduciary is somebody who you entrust with resources and assets to manage on behalf of others. Most of my career I spent as a fiduciary, right? And the track record is there. You understand? You know, there's a popular position that says go and verify, right? That is particularly true in my case. So people can Google me. Just Google me, and you'll see a lot of these things that you are talking about. So I'm not somebody that is coming and all I've been doing is politicking, no. And I'm not somebody that has not had control over hundreds of billions of naira. So it's not something I will be seeing for the first time. You understand? If it is something that I wanted to use assets entrusted to me to enrich myself, I've had decades of opportunity to do that. So the choice I made to come into the public sector was a conscious choice, because I realized that where impact and change can be made in the life of the average citizen is in the public sector, not in the private sector. You can make some impact in the private sector, but most of the things that touch the lives of people,
the common man,
education, healthcare, transportation, water, power, all those things that affect their lives, most of it is determined by the actions of people who are in the public sector. And that's, for me, is the driving force. And I would conclude this by saying that if you go and look at all the people who ran for governor in the last election, and I would argue all the people who will run for governor in this election, you will hardly find somebody who is more qualified than me.
If you lose again in 2027, will you remain in Lagos politics, or is this your final shot at gubernatorial elections?
That's not a question I can sit down here and answer. And by the way, I'm not envisaging a situation where I don't win. So I think that may be a rhetorical question.
Okay. Just because you just told us about the impact that you've made in Lagos State, and sometimes with the way politics works, you see and you said, you're not just someone who hasn't, given your experience and the impact. And yet, there's a way politics works. There's a young man, you mentioned him earlier, Gbadebo, Rose Viber. He's quite popular in your party. Yes, and sometimes with politics, it's about popularity. And what happens if he clinches the primaries, the tickets at the primaries? Because he is quite well known, and it just seems that, and he seems to have quite a following, youthful following, In what ways would you think you match his popularity or followership?
The first thing to say is that we're in the same party. You understand? So at the end of the day, a candidate will emerge, and that will be ADC's candidate for the election, right? So let's keep an eye on the larger picture, right? So having said that, should he choose to run within the party, I have clearly made my intention to run within the party. A choice will be made through the primary process of the party, right? What I can tell you is that all those things that you mentioned, I would say there's none of those things on which I would consider our standing to be inferior. We have our own following. We have people who are so strongly believe in what we are doing and have followed what we have done. And by the way, I would probably argue that I've been one of the most consistent politicians in terms of continued involvement in the governance of this. I will tell you, for example, that I have been part of the governance of Lagos in the last 3 or 4 years. If you don't believe me, yes,
administration.
If you don't believe me, go and look again, Google me. A lot of the things that we have done have kept this government on the straight and narrow. There are things that we have done. When we do them, you see it reflected in the actions that they take.
Is it from criticizing the government?
Constructive criticism. Every year we take the budget.
We X-ray.
We give our own view on it. We talk about last year's budget. We talk about where the issues are. Right? We've done work on the public procurement.
Okay.
Which, by the way, the government had to come out and, sort of address many of the concerns that we spoke about, and it's reflected in their behavior going forward. So I use that to say that politics is not only about politicking, it's also about governance.
Okay.
And people understand, and I go, look, there's hardly anywhere I go, people come up to me and they say,
sorry to interrupt you, because we have such a short time. I would like for you, if you have, in a few words, what you would like the voters to know about you, or a message to them as 2027 approaches.
So, look, what I would say to the voter in Lagos is that Lagos has the potential to do so much more for its people. Okay. Whilst we may look at Lagos and say there may be 1 or 2 things that we can point to, the central things that affect people's lives, the quality of their healthcare, the quality of their health, education, transportation, water, power, housing, all of these things, Lagos is underperforming significantly.
Okay.
And a vote for me is a vote for a Lagos that is people-centered, that focuses on the human development indicators, that invests in the people, and that will use the resources of the state judiciously for the benefit of the people of the state, and the people will see it in a transformative effect on their lives. And if given the chance, 4 years in the first instance, re-elect me for the next 4 years, they won't regret it.
Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Doherty, and for engaging openly with us. These conversations are not always easy, but they are necessary. And our viewers, thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow for another interesting show. Bye for now.